If you told me 2 years ago that I would be standing here today, living in New York City, completing a 200-hour intensive meditation teacher training grounded in Tibetan Buddhism, that I would be happy, I don't know if I would have believed you. 2 years ago, I'm sure I would have hoped with all my might that this could be a possible future for me. But 2 years ago, I was in such a dark place that I didn't know if any path was possible. 2 years ago, I found myself in a perfect storm of changing life circumstance that felt so violent, it brought me to my knees. Suddenly, overnight, seemingly overnight, I went from someone who had never dealt with any form of mental health challenge in their lives to intimately knowing what it is like to experience crippling anxiety, regular panic attacks, and a depression so heavy it felt as though someone, or myself, had taken the master light switch of my life and flipped it off. Now, my personal story with mental health challenge is not unique. And in fact, over 50% of us will experience some form of mental challenge, illness, or disorder in our lifetimes. And that number is only what is reported, and that number is only continuing to rise. But what I have come to know and believe is unique about my story is the path that I have had the opportunity to walk from that dark place and into the light that I experience now, even in difficult moments. Fast forward, September 2021, I moved to New York City. Yes. And I met someone within days of arriving. Call it divine intervention, or call it Hinge. And this someone brought me to a Buddhist meditation center here in Manhattan. And little did I realize at the time, although now I like to think that part of me did, but that moment changed the entire course of my life so quickly. I had always been interested in mindfulness, and in fact I had gotten my yoga teacher training certification the year prior, but this was the very first opportunity that I had a chance to formally learn how to work with the inner mechanisms of my mind. To learn where the hell my suffering was coming from. And I learned that it wasn't out there in the world, way off in some far land or right in front of me. It was in fact right here, like it is for all of us. My meditation practice was quite sporadic at first, but slowly over time, with dedication and eventually with consistency, the intrusive, self-attacking thoughts became a little less loud. The palpitations of my heart feeling like it would beat out of my chest in all moments became a little more slowed. And for the first time in what felt like eons, I could look in the mirror at my reflection and not hate the person that I saw looking back at me. And that evolution only continued from there. It brought me to my first 2 silent meditation retreats. It brought me to daily meditation practice, like religion, but much more effective for my mind, I learned. And most importantly, did I just break the mic? Okay. Most importantly, it brought me here to 3 Jewels and to this experience, which I am overwhelmed with gratitude for. In conjunction with other practices, meditation has fundamentally transformed the way that I see, experience, and value not only myself, not only others, but this world and this very precious, precious life. Meditation completely redefined the relationship that I have with my body in nourishing it, that I have with my mind in befriending it, and that I have with my spirit and opening it to the infinite field of pure potentiality that we all live in. But sometimes it gets so dark that we can't see that. Meditation brought me from someone who just 2 years ago was in the kitchen crying to her mom that she wasn't sure if she could make it another day, to now working for a crisis and suicide prevention hotline because I feel like I have so much space and capacity and love within me that I am able to support others during their darkest hours. And this practice, coupled with meditation, coupled with supporting others, coupled with the teachings that I am so grateful to learn and to continue to integrate, they have shown me that the more I give, the more I receive. The more I give, the more I receive. Call it karma, call it law of cause and effect, whatever you want it to, but it's real. And the more that you can habituate that feedback loop, the stronger it becomes. Now, I am only at the very beginning of my journey. But if there is one thing that I know for certain, it is that meditation has the capacity to fundamentally transform the modern human experience, to heal a deeply hurting world. Now, if you are out there in the audience today, if you are watching at home via live stream on Zoom, or if you are tuning in from somewhere in the future watching this recording, know that I love you. I really love you. You are not alone, and you have the power within you to create any reality that you want to see. Everything is up for transformation. Your thoughts, your feelings, your experiences, your relationships, all of it. Our minds are clay, and we are the potters. Our minds are supercomputers, and we are the coders. That is a beautiful opportunity, but also our responsibility. And if there is one last message that I would like to share with you, other than that I love you, it is that the process of befriending, understanding, and working with your mind is the single most important endeavor that you will ever undertake. Thank you for listening. I love you.